Oke, Bu Nisa, kita mulai ya. Oke. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, so how are you guys? I mean, fellow teachers. Can I say you guys? Okay, so welcome to webinar brought to you by Class Creative. Today we are having unboxing descriptive paragraph with 5 senses, which will be presented by 2 inspiring presenters. The first one is Ibu Ati Herawati MPD, and the second one is Bapak Trisnendri Syahrizal MPhum. Okay, so in today's session or webinar, you are going to have a really great presentation, especially with some knowledge about some strategy, especially in descriptive text, which I think it also relates to narrative text. So we have both presenters at the moment. Ibu Ati, hello Bu Ati, Assalamualaikum.
Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
How are you today, Bu Ati?
I'm good, thank you.
Awesome. What about you, Patrice? How are you? Okay, no problem. He's preparing his presentation. And before we start...
actually, I can unmute myself.
Oh.
I cannot unmute myself.
Okay, now, how about this? There you go.
Got it. Hello, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, good. So I'm audible.
Awesome.
I'm doing great, Pa. Thank you very much.
Alhamdulillah. So during this webinar, you can use your sticker to give some responses. And if you have something to ask about, please feel free to leave some message in the chat box. And then you can ask questions after the 2 presenters presented their presentation. And there's one more thing is that we'd like to have you to be muted during the presentation so that you won't interrupt the presentation from the 2 presenters. Well then, before we start the meeting, we are going to have Ibu Nisa to have her first remark as a greeting from Class Creative. Please, Ibu Nisa.
Thank you, Pak Ahdi. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, Bapak dan Ibu. Welcome to the webinar today. I'm representing Class Creative, Komunitas Pendidik Kelas Kreatif Indonesia. Sometimes ago, I came across to news about a teacher getting kicked from his own class by one of his students. Of course, everybody got angry, blame the students as naughty with insolent behavior. But if you ask me, that will be a question for the teacher, for us a teacher. Have we given our best in being able to give or to present our class well to our students? Well, last year when the pandemic hit Indonesia, I was looking for ways how to improve my online teaching. And I came across to this community who held a free webinar on technology used for online teaching. I signed up. Why not? It's free. So I'm hooked until now. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the community of Komunitas Pendidik Kelas Kreatif Indonesia. Okay. So what is Komunitas Pendidik Kelas Kreatif Indonesia? This is a personal learning community that was established in 2008 as Education Development Project. But then in 2018, the name is changed into Kelas Kreatif. And in 2020, the name changed into Komunitas Pendidik Kelas Kreatif Indonesia. The members are from teachers, lecturers, and those who are interested in education. So far, there are about 1,000 members of this community, and we communicate daily via WhatsApp group. There are so many WhatsApp groups that use to share ideas, to connect, learn, share, collaborate, inspire, and empower. And then, okay, what is the vision of this komunitas? So the komunitas is for self-development in informal way, where all the members can share based on collaboration. We share what we know, what we have learned, what we have experienced. We have a discussion. Maybe we can come up with a better way to conduct a teaching approach. Maybe we can also learn from each other and we can grow together. So the vision is for everyone to be lifelong learners, okay, where we reflect to our teaching procedures, teaching approaches, we conduct researches, self or together, okay, so we can have a creative, innovative, and interactive classes. So at the end, when we meet our students, we can inspire them. So no more news about students having unpleasant behaviors in class because we, the educators, we, the teacher, haven't given the best. That's why the motto of Komunitas Pendidik Kelas Kreatif Indonesia is to connect, learn, share, collaborate, inspire, empower. Okay. So far, because so many events have been performed and there are more events, more projects coming up, Komunitas Pendidik Kelas Kreatif Indonesia has formed a management team, consists of Ibu Ati, who is going to present today, Pak Trisnandi, Ibu Isri, Pak Asep, Pak Dadan. We also have Pak Belvin, Bu Pipit, Bu Tintin, Bu Shirley, and myself. Okay, so the team is to support and to organize the events. Okay. As the komunitas, okay, as the community where every members try to learn, of course, we will have professional development events like today. So the focus is to encourage teachers to be the world-class educators by organizing webinars about teaching tools, teaching approaches, how we can conduct them especially during the pandemic time. Of course, there are also webinars in English speaking like today. we have Ibu Ati and Patrice with the theme unboxing descriptive paragraph with 5 senses. Okay, and then a few days ago we have, not a few days ago, last week we have an international webinar with Miss Wilson and Ibu Maya. Okay. To support our teaching, of course, we need all kinds of medias like visual media. So this morning, we have the 4th session of kegiatan media ajar visual, where we invited several teachers who are several experts in drawing, so that we teachers can also use our own drawing and explain the lessons more clearly. Of course, to be able to interest or attract our students to be more attentive in class, we also need to improve our speaking skills. That's why there is another series in the webinar series held by the Class Creative Indonesia. Every 2 weeks is the series of public speaking. So far, we have conducted about 9 webinars. Don't forget, the next webinar about public speaking will be conducted next week. Okay, and then of course as the komunitas pendidik, we encourage our members to self-reflect. How can we self-reflect? What are the results of our self-reflex? By writing. So we have webinars on writing, and all the writings of the members have been compiled into several books. They are all free for the members in a form of PDF. So in case you are interested in getting these books, you can contact the admin. As members, as the educators, we also have to learn from any sources possible. That's why the Class Creative Indonesia also have done partnership collaboration with MDMP, with TBI, with IC, and PSSDM. At the moment, we have another webinar ongoing with IC. So don't worry, there are so many things you can join and can do in Class Creative Indonesia. Of course, we don't forget about our children. We try to encourage them. We try to help them find their ways. So the Class Creative Indonesia with some partners, okay, we have organized some events, some webinars for the children, especially just for the children, like making games, English class, writing webinars also conducted for the children. So don't worry, we are going to have a public speaking next Wednesday, okay? And then we also have partnership with several institutions. There will be a webinar on scholarship with OSCO. And then we will have the 5th session of Media Ajar Visual webinar. We will also have the next upcoming Bahasa Inggris or English speaking webinar, okay? And also international webinar. If you are interested to be a member of Komunitas Pendidik Kelas Kreatif Indonesia, you can check our info in Instagram, okay? Or you can also stay in a group and ask the admin to include you into one of these WhatsApp groups, okay? And today, for the door prize, wow, okay, this is the wireless presenter by Basus, okay, for the lucky winners. Hopefully, it can help everyone to present their, especially if I'm not mistaken, the PTM is coming soon, yeah? Okay, so hopefully this wireless presenter can help everyone, any of the lucky winner today. Okay, I think that's all, Pak Ahdi from Kelas Kreatif Indonesia. Ladies and gentlemen, Bapak Ibu, enjoy today's webinar. Try to find something that later you can apply at school. Thank you.
Thank you very much for a really great presentation and information from Ibu Nisa. Yeah, and will the host or the presenter get the same prize just like the participants, Ibu?
Unfortunately, no.
I'm really eager to be participant now.
Probably everyone wondering, ya, Pak Ahdi. Probably everyone is wondering, what is this door prize? May I show you a short video, yeah?
Yeah, sure.
A short video of what is this? It looks very cool, Pak. I wish.
Enrich people's life with consumer electronics. Welcome to Business Laboratory. The product we test today is Business Orange Dot Wireless Presenter. USB and Type-C interface design makes it suitable for almost all computer models. It's even compatible with Apple laptops. Even without external adapters or plugins, it can be used by just connecting to a computer. The optimized layout design of commonly used buttons enables blind operation, such as page turning and interface switching. It can identify key points more accurately within 100 meters of laser distance. It makes your presentation more efficiently. The integrated magnetic design makes it easy to store and anti-last.
Such lucky participants. I'm not lucky today. I should have refused Pak Dadan's invitation to be a host. Yeah.
But hopefully, the company, because we are not endorsed today, yeah. But hopefully the company basis heard about our session today, and maybe next meeting, next webinars, they will endorse us and probably give everyone. Yeah.
Yo, just like Oprah. Awesome. Okay. All right. Thank you very much for very informative presentation.
Bapak.
Okay, I hope there will be many more WhatsApp group in Kelas Kreatif. Yeah, not because only for making some trash in the WhatsApp or our phone, but it is only to empower us. It is true what Ibu Nisa said, that Kelas Kreatif really empower me, especially as a teacher, because I keep learning. I'm really thirst with knowledge. Gaya. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry that I haven't introduced myself actually. So my name is Ahdi Merdianto. I am from SMA di Warna Bogor, and I've been in Kelas Kreatif for a while, but I'm still new. I'm still a baby, so I'm still learning quite a lot. And thank you very much for the invitation to be in Kelas Kreatif. So in today's webinar, I'm going to tell you something about the plan. Is that there will be two presenters in our webinar. The first one is Ibu Ati, and second one is Pak Tris, which will tell us about unboxing descriptive paragraph with 5 senses, which is very good inspiration, so that when we are teaching about descriptive text or narrative text, we'll enrich our knowledge about it. So I hope that everyone will be enlightened about this presentation. Without further ado, I think I just would like to remind you a little bit more that if you have something to ask, please feel free to chat me on the chat box so that I can write some of the questions. And then by the end of the day, it is not only about lecturing, but you are going to be quite productive today. Yeah, you are going to create something with Ibu Ati and Patris. So make sure that you listen very well and have a really good paying for attention in the webinar. Well then, Ibu Ati, are you ready?
Inshallah.
Okay, great. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me present you Ibu Ati Herawati.
Thank you very much, Pak Ahdi. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, Bapak and Ibu. My name is Ati, and I'm from Pakuan University, but I'm also the management team of Kelas Kreatif Indonesia. Today, I'm going to share with you something that I do with my class. So as Ibu Nisa has mentioned, in Kelas Kreatif presentation, it's not about teaching, teaching Bapak and Ibu, but only share, If I think if it works for me, it will work for you too. So allow me to share my slides. Okay, Bapak Ibu, have you seen my slide?
Yes, we have.
Yes, we have.
Right, thank you. Yeah, so the topic for today is about descriptive text and 5 senses. Yeah, but since I'm the first presenter, I'm going to just introduce what 5 senses is. Yeah, so describe it with sensory words. Sensory words are the words that relate to 5 senses. Okay, so this is the agenda of my presentation. So first of all, I would like to make a brainstorm with Bapak and Ibu. And after that, we go to a guessing game, a little bit game that you are familiar with. And then after that, I go to recognizing sensory words, something that you know, but you might forget. Yeah, when you produce a descriptive text. And after that, we go to reviewing reading skills, because talking about descriptive text is talking about reading text and writing product. Yeah. And the last one, I will invite you to test yourself by using Pecha Kucha. Yeah, maybe some of you are familiar with Pecha Kucha. So we are going to see how Pecha Kucha works for reading text. Okay, so I go to brainstorm. As Pak Hadi said before, yeah, if there is a question or the answer of this question, please write down on the chat box. What is description in your understanding? And Pak Hadi will help me reading the answer from the participants. Have you seen the answer, Pak Hadi? Because I cannot see the answer of the participant.
Okay, there are about telling about images to describe everything clearly, describing something, things,
right?
Showing things through words to tell something in detail, telling detail, something to do with description, explanation of something.
All right. Okay, thank you very much. Yeah. So it's about yeah, as you have written in the chat box, description is describing describing something, describing a place, describing people in detail. Okay, so in detail, what does in detail mean? Right, let's go to this. Wow, it doesn't work. Do you see that my slide?
It hasn't moved.
Go to the next slide? No.
Not yet.
Not yet. In mine also. Oh, my mind.
You can click escape perhaps, then start to.
Okay, so I will stop share and start all over again, right?
Sure, yeah.
I see that some people are in the waiting room. So it a bit, yeah, disturbing. Okay, sorry, Bapak Ibu. Technology helps, but sometimes technology also makes us confused. Yeah. Have you seen the slide now?
Yes.
Okay, so I will go to this. Yeah, you have answered this, so I will go. Description, yeah, based on expert, is about sensory experience, how something looks, sounds, tastes. Mostly, it is about visual experience, but description also deals with other kinds of perception. So, once again, description also deals with perception based on Kane in 2000. So let's see how description relates to perception. Okay, I will go to this. If you see this word, if you hear the word jungle, What comes into your mind? What adjective comes to your brain when you see the word jungle or when you hear the word jungle? Please write it down on the chat.
Yeah, there are some said lion, trees, dark, green, exciting,
All right.
wild, scary.
Okay.
Another dark, wild,
Okay. All right.
scare, fresh, afraid, lush, green, dense, scary, green, cool. So there are some positive, there are some frightening adjective, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Pak Hadi. Okay. So I believe if you have been to jungle, you can explain, you can use the adjective that relates to your own experience because you have been there. You see by yourself, you feel how it is in the jungle. But for those who haven't been to jungle, they only imagine how jungle looks like. Maybe they will relate jungle into the book, yeah, into the story that they have read, yeah, but not real situation, not experience. So this is perception. Yeah, your perception will relate to what happens to you in the past. It's about experience, and it will relate to what you imagine. Yeah, so it will be different. If you write the word scary, for example, maybe there is an experience in your past time that something bad happens when you were in the jungle. So the first word that comes into your mind is the word scary. But the person who write, for example, green, maybe this is only my assumption is this person has no bad experience when he or she was in the jungle, or maybe only see it from the movie that the jungle is green, for example. So that's perception. Now let's go to guessing game. Right? Why I give you this guessing game? This guessing game is something you are familiar with. It's something that you play when you were a kid, perhaps, or maybe you still play it now. And this guessing game relates to descriptive text. And when you talk about descriptive text, it relates to adjective and sensory words. Okay, let's do it. Right, take a look at this. Its glowing skin is soft and smooth. Its red color gives a fresh feeling. It smells good and refreshing. Its juicy flesh tastes sweet and sour. What is it, do you think?
Okay, there are some answers. Interesting. Various answers, Bu Ati.
Yes.
The first one, apples, strawberries, and let's see, only choose a tomato. Okay. And the orange.
Orange.
Okay.
So maybe there is red orange, right?
Yeah.
Because it's
watermelon.
Watermelon.
Dragon fruit.
All right.
And cherries.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So it describes adjective, as we can see, soft, smooth are examples of adjective. And it also brings with you the sense. Yeah. Glowing is one of the sensory word from what you see. The skin is glowing. You know it is glowing because you see it. Okay. Smell is something with your nose, something that you can feel it, yeah, through your nose. Okay. And it's juicy flesh taste, something that you can do with your tongue. Okay. So this is a guessing game. Usually you use this. Yeah. Usually you in a real guessing game, you read sentence by sentence. Yeah, until someone can answer it correctly. And for this, the answer is actually tomato. Yeah, tomato, because the skin is glowing, as you can see. Yeah, the skin is glowing. Strawberry is not glowing. Yeah, because we can see it's not like a ball. Yeah, it's not glowing. Yeah. Okay, so this is relates to inference. Inference is something that Pak Tris will discuss with Bapak and Ibu later on. Okay, let's try the next one. I see darkness around me. I hear nothing but the silence. I can feel the cold air touches my skin. I smell the scent of the moss that grows on the wall. Where am I? Where am I?
Bapak Ibu, you may answer on chat box as well. Awesome. First trial is cave, graveyard. That's frightening. All right. Grave, jail. Okay. Somebody has been in jail, I think. In a hut. And the rest are talking about cave and also night, near waterfall, basement of abandoned building. Very specific, Wati.
Okay, very specific. All right. And the answer is the first one, the cave.
Cave.
So why your answers are different? Once again, yeah, it relates to experience, as Pak Hadi said. Ya, mudah-mudahan nggak ada yang pernah ke jail, right? So maybe answering the jail because not experience it, but read a novel about this. Yeah, I hope. Yeah, and when somebody said cave, maybe this person experiences being in the cave. Yeah, and it's also about inference. Yeah, inference. You come to conclusion. These words, these sentences are data. So that you come to conclusion of where it is, what the place is. Okay. Let's move to this one. Yeah, talking about descriptive text. Descriptive text consists of adjective, sensory words, and present tense. But I'm not going to talk about present tense. I'm going to talk about sensory words and adjective because sensory words are actually adjective. Adjectives are words that describes its reference. And sensory words are something that relates to our five senses. Yeah, but in describing something, usually we only use the maximum four senses. Yeah, say for example, if you talk about food, you cannot use the sensory of ear. Yeah, you can hear, you cannot hear something from the apple, for example. Yeah, but you can taste it. But if you describe a place, you can hear something, but you cannot taste it. Yeah, you cannot taste the place. So usually maximum we use four senses. Yeah, so all of these go to descriptive text. It can be in a form of paragraph. It can be in a form of an essay. Yeah. Okay, so based on Juhas, brain processes sensory words faster than other words. Yeah. So if you want your students understand deeply on descriptive text, use sensory words because based on Juhas, the brain processes sensory words faster, and it is supported by what Lacey, Stila, and Satyan research in 2012, that our brain is activated, yeah, when we read sensory words. Yeah, it activates our brain. Yeah, so sensory words are very powerful because it can activate our brain. Okay, that's about sensory words. What words belong to sensory words? Yeah, what we can say something about what we see, what words relates to what we hear, for example. These are some examples. Of course, there are more examples outside. Yeah, these are only a few of example of the words that relate to sound, that relate to sight, taste, touch, and smell. You can find more. Yeah, these are only examples. Okay, take a look at these two paragraphs. You can see, you can compare. Yeah, the left one is the paragraph without sensory words. The right one the paragraph talking about the same place, Cimarinjung waterfall, but the right one is enhanced by sensory words. And this paragraph is written by one student. In the left side, the first draft, and the second one, the second draft after she add sensory words. As you can see, Bapak and Ibu, it's a bit different, right? Because writing needs a long process, and during that process, as a teacher, we need to give feedback, yeah, how to enhance the writing of the student. Yeah, this is taken from my paragraph writing class. Yeah, and it works. This is the work of the student. So I do not take it from the book, but from my students' work. Yeah, as you can see, which one is more powerful? The left one or the right one? I believe that you will say the right one, yeah, because yeah, the left one is biasa-biasa saja, something that our students usually write. I believe that in SMP and SMA, you teach descriptive text. Yeah, a very simple text is descriptive text. Yeah, because it consists only 2 paragraphs. Yeah, and the tense is present tense, something which is easier rather than other past tense, for example. Yeah, but you can enhance your students' work by asking them to add, yeah, sensory words. Take a look at this instruction for writing. Have you ever asked your student to make a descriptive text by using this instruction? To include what they see, what they hear, what they feel? Maybe some of you have, and that's very good. Yeah, this example is taken from English Worksheet Slang. You can go to this to that website. You can get more examples of how to instruct students to develop descriptive writing by including sensory words. This is very simple. Yeah, you provide a picture and ask the student, yeah, to think, to imagine, yeah, what you will see. As you can see in this picture, it will be better if you put a real photograph, yeah, rather than drawing like this, because photograph will be detailed, yeah, and more colorful, more real, yeah. But the instruction is ask the student to describe what they see from the picture, what they feel looking at the picture, yeah. Yeah, maybe they can also imagine something that they can taste, perhaps, yeah, about the place. So yeah, this is only the example, yeah, of instruction if you want your students to make descriptive writing, yeah, more powerful. Okay, how about reading? How about reading?
What? I'm sorry to interrupt. 3 minutes left.
Okay, how about reading? Yeah, in reading, you can use sensory words. Let me remind you that in reading, there are 4, yeah, reading skills: scanning, skimming, reference, and inference. And the most popular and the most used by teachers are scanning, skimming, and reference. Yeah, but not inference, because inference need previous knowledge. Yep. Needs experience so that they can answer the question. How about extensive? Extensive reading is something that you read for fun, and intensive reading is something that you are going to hear from Pak Tris' presentation later on. Yeah, because Pak Tris will deal with inference and intensive. So I will go to the next slide. If you teach reading, of course, you will test reading comprehension of your students, right? What strategy do you use to test your students' reading comprehension? Would you like to share in the chat box what strategy when you want to test your students' reading comprehension?
Okay, there is questions as general.
By question.
Like asking them questions and inquiry questions.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Peer tutoring, they say recorded, guess the meaning, brainstorming games.
Very, very interesting. Yeah, different ways, different strategies that teachers can use to test the students' reading comprehension. But I'm going to introduce you to this. Have you ever heard Pecah Kucha? Ada yang jawab ya, maybe in the chat box?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Mostly no, but it sounds fun.
Okay. Yeah, Pecah Kucha is originally from Japan. Yeah, and there is a pattern of Pecah Kucha, 20 times 20. 20 slides in 20 seconds. So you put everything on the slide, yeah, and you manage the slide 20 times 20. Usually it is used for presentation, for storytelling. You tell story, you put the picture on the slide, and it lasts only 20 seconds. And in 20 seconds, you have to explain what it is, or you have to describe what it is on the slide. And after 20 seconds, it will disappear, and the next slide will appear. So that's Pecah Kucha. But for reading, I use it for a presentation, for a speaking class. But I also use Pecah Kucha for reading, yeah, to test students' reading comprehension. So if I still have time, maybe we can practice. Pak Hadi,
actually, it's off, but I think why not? 1 minute, I think that's enough, right?
Yeah, I just put it only 5 seconds for one slide.
Yeah, only for you, Bu Ati, please.
Okay, thank you. Because this is exercise.
Sure.
I mean, this is the model. Yeah, later on, if you want to know more about this, we can discuss it. But here is how Pecah Kucha works in reading class. Yeah, so it will just, the slide will change by itself because we have managed the PowerPoint before we present it. Okay, let's take a look at this. You can answer.
False. Ibu Ida said, some say yes, some say true. Only one, I forgot. False.
Okay, so that's how Pecah Kucha works, yeah.
Okay.
So the students have no time to look back. They have to read and concentrate, and you can manage the time. This time, I only put 5 seconds for each slide because I'm dealing with Bapak and Ibu Guru, yeah, and I don't have enough time, yeah. So just like that, the most important thing is your time management in developing the slide itself, yeah. As Pak Ahdi asked me last night, Ibu, only 3 questions, please. I gave you only 3 questions, yeah. And the first one, the cookie is sweet. True or false? Chocolate cookie usually sweet, yeah. Chocolate cookies are usually sweet. Nggak mungkin salty, right? So, yeah.
Unless ya, Bu.
And the second one, Tiffany learned how to cook from TikTok. True or false? Yeah. If you know that TikTok in 1990, there was no TikTok in 1990. So this is a wrong statement. Yeah. Tiffany learned how to bake the cookies maybe from her mother, not from TikTok. And the last one, how Tiffany started cooking when she was in the 5th grade. And the question is related to the age. Yeah, so how old? In the statement, it is stated 10 years old. Yeah, because usually you go to school for grade 1 in 6th year, yeah, when you were 6. So you can just count, okay? And these three examples belong to HOT, higher order thinking skills question. Well, Pak Adi, thank you very much for adding more time for me. Thank you for joining. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am so sorry. It's very interesting strategy and presentation. Actually, I haven't had enough. Actually, Bu Ati, I'm thinking that you're supposed to be having more than this, but we only have short time, so I'm so sorry for that. And I'd like to add something a little bit, perhaps, that the most important thing in playing Pecha Kucha is instruction in the very first place, so that students won't miss something. Because I believe when some teachers are having this Pecha Kucha, some say, I forgot, wait, what was that again? And sort of answers, and that's very interesting. But for the first starter, I think it will be really awesome. Thank you very much, Bu Ati. And for your information, that Bu Ati is having her doctoral degree. So she's the candidate of doctoral degree from, let me see, from Unika Atmajaya Jakarta, focusing on applied linguistics. And let's hope that she is going to graduate it soon. And then so that I said perhaps that Universitas Pakuan will have magister degree for their English department. I'd like to go there. Nungguin terus Unpak Bu ya. Well then, thank you very much. Can you guys give applause to Ibu Ati with stickers as an appreciation? Awesome. Okay. Well then, now let's proceed to our second presenter. This handsome lecturer coming from okay, let's see. IKIP Siliwangi, if I'm not mistaken, Patris. Okay.
It is, Pak.
All right. So Patris is actually an English lecturer in IKIP Siliwangi, and he has been a really great motivator, especially in English education, like a trainers for some webinars, strategy, and also technology. And one of them is the latest webinar presented by Kelas Kreatif, IC, and PSSDM concerning exploring Nearpod. It was the last one I met him, not met actually, saw him on the webinar, and it was really interesting. And then without further ado, let me present you Pak Tris Nendri Syahrizal.
Okay, Pak Hadi, thank you very much for the time. What an inspiring talk from Bu Ati. I usually have a lovely name for her. I usually call her Bunda. So it's such an amazing experience to have in the same floor and have screen with you, Bunda. So good afternoon, Bapak Ibu. Such a pleasure to see you again. Over and over again. I think it's my 5th or 6th time to seeing you in the Kelas Kreatif activity. Hopefully not get bored seeing me, but it's going to be my first time explaining the topic in English. So hopefully it's going to be as easy, as understandable as Bu Ati explaining her materials. So today we're going to talk about descriptive paragraph. I think there's a very clear reasons why we not choose a text instead of paragraph, because text is going to take a long time to explore. So that's why we only take a little chunk of this. So we can take a little part of a text, a paragraph, then things that we go with. So allow me to share screen. So I get started. Do you have my screen?
Still loading. Yep, there you go.
Yay. Okay, so welcome back again with the curly guy here. Curly guy on the glasses. All right, so yeah, I usually using glasses, usually not, so it depends on the lighting. Well, so today as the topic about, so we can unbox the box. So all here agree that descriptive text is something very, some of us were thinking that isn't easy to make descriptive text. We can simply say, I met a guy with a black hair, white skinned or things, right? But then is that an acceptable? I'm not saying correct or not wrong, right? I'm saying that, is that acceptable one? Is that fulfill the real requirement of creating a good descriptive paragraph? So here, Buati already unboxed a lot of things. And now my turn to unbox another part of the descriptive paragraph. In this case, I called it the box. All right, so because we're going to open the box of the descriptive paragraph. The second slide will begin with the menu of the day. I'm going to talk about inferencing in reading. And the second, I'm going to talk a little bit more on the intensive reading and writing. Well, my presentation will be more like focusing on inference, actually. I'm going to touch a little bit on the intensive, but I believe that all the teacher here already comment with the intensive activity, such as asking a main idea, for examples, or maybe the important information attached on the text. So I think that many teachers are really familiar with the intensive, but I'm going to go with that a little bit. But inference will be one of the most a priority on my explanations, I think. All right, so there's two important menu. But before we go on that, so I want you to draw something. I always love ask people to draw because I don't like drawing. Maybe people will draw for me. All right, so this is the case, everyone. Please go to bit.ly/unboxkaka. So there you will meet with the Padlets. And after that, you can start to add a column there. And then don't forget to put your name there. And after that, I will read, listen carefully, I will read a descriptive paragraph. Right, so let me stop the share. So what I'm going to do is, I want you to go to the Padlet link. So while I'm going to see it now. So can you access the Padlet link, everyone?
I left it on the chat box, everyone.
Sure. Yes. So you can, everyone please go to the Padlets. So on your screen, if you already go with the Padlets, there will be an add section. So you can click the add section instead of clicking the plus button down my name. So you can click the add section and then put your name inside of that. Okay. So after that, you can hit the plus button and then click the three button there, and then there's a option to draw. Okay, so I hope that everybody's familiar with drawing on Padlets. In case if you're not, so that's why I'm giving you a very simple directions on that. So open the Padlets, add sections, put your name there, and then click plus button, and then you can find a drawing part or menggambar there, and then you click that.
Patrice, is it possible that you share screen and give the procedure?
Oh, well, I opened it on my different devices, actually.
I see.
I always freeze my laptop if I'm using different. I'm sorry for that. So, but I think it's very simple things to go with, hopefully. All right, so you guys, so if you already in the Padlet, I see Bu Dian, Bu Eka, Bu Levin, Bu Pak Tommy, Bu Yunita, Bu Ivy, Pak Mardini, and then Bapak Paragraph, I don't know what Bapak Paragraph means, but then Ibu Medina here, Bu Emma here with us too. Okay, Bu Untari as well here. And then if you clicked the three buttons, right, there will be an option to draw. Okay, there you go. Thank you very much, Class Creative. Very interesting. Thank you very much, Pak. And then here, there's a plus button. There's a plus button here, and then you can click, for example, under the name of Bu Wandri. There's a plus button, and then after the plus button, there is a choices to, this is sample, very good. Okay, I hope this not takes too much time on that. And then draw, that's it. And then there will be a drawing doodles there. Okay, are you ready with that? So I will read a paragraph. Again, I will read a paragraph, and I want you to draw it. Draw, not finding on the internet. All right, I want you to draw it. Okay, so listen carefully. Soft and fluffy fur comfort a hug. It runs as flesh with its 4 strong legs. It voice that only makes us comfortable being near it. Orange, white, gray, even black fur beautifully covered its body. It walks with pride and grace, performing a dance of disdain as he slowly lifts and lower each paw with the delicacy of a ballet dancer. When we fly a kiss, a soft and tender scents cover our nostrils. Can you draw what animals that? So let me read it again one more time. Soft and fluffy fur comfort a hug. It runs as flash with its 4 strong legs. Its voice that only makes us comfortable being near it. Orange, white, gray, even black fur beautifully covered its body. It walks with pride and grace, performing a dance of a disdain as he slowly lifts and lowers each paw with a delicacy of a ballet dancer. When we fly a kiss, a soft and a tender scents cover our nostrils. Anyone? So let me see my Padlets here. Padadan, if you don't mind, or any classificative member, if you don't mind, please share screen again the Padlets.
Sure, let me.
Anyone? Anyone? I see here still empty boxes. Could you repeat? Okay. So while we're waiting, other people drawing. So let me one more, right? Soft and fluffy fur comfort a hug. It runs as flesh with its 4 strong legs. Its voice that only makes us comfortable being near it. Orange, gray, white, even black fur beautifully covered its body. It walks with pride and grace, performing a dance of disdain as he slowly lifts and lowers each paw with the delicacy of a ballet dancer. When we fly a kiss, a soft and a tender sense covers our nostrils. Okay, this is drawing there. Okay, lovely drawings there. Okay, I don't know what lovely drawings. I'm predicting there's a mouse. I'm predicting there's yeah, it's interesting drawing. All right, so yeah, hopefully other drawing comes to us. We'll see. Butanti, there's a good drawing. Thank you very much. I don't know. Is it a gender bias? HP, is it male or female? Bapa or Ibu HP? And then here, the cat. Thank you very much. The cat, anonymous. Okay. We'll hear. Maybe we have something. Scroll. Yeah, there's a lot of pictures here. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So that is an ideas of. Can I do my share screen now? So
yeah, please.
Thank you very much, Bapak Ibu, for sharing your picture. I know that some of you are really get into pictures, some are not. Me is one of them, but I don't really love drawing. So, but then the point of this drawing actually is that there is some words triggers, right? There is some word that trigger our conceptions, our prior knowledge that might be what Pak Tris or what Kang Tris trying to talk about is a cat, okay? So let me unbox this, the paragraph that I read to you before. I put a red one because it's a general standard. I think that, okay, the cat is the answer, the correct answers. But let's see why I put red and green in this part. So I put red because generally people will aware that cat is always have soft and fluffy fur. Am I right? So when we talk about cat, maybe one of the cross of our mind is, okay, the fur is a fluffy, it's soft, right? So that's why it's a general knowledge that we have. Then why I put it on the green one, it's a voice that only makes us comfortable being near it. For someone who really don't like cats, their voice is annoying, right? But I believe even though that the voice is annoying, they will not ignore that the fur is soft and fluffy, even though they don't want to touch it. Okay, so in this paragraph, we understand that there is some informations that having a general acceptance of the people, then, okay, I believe this is cat. Why? Because it's her 4 legs, it's soft and fluffy. As a fur, colorful fur, an orange, white, gray, even black, because cat is always dominated by those colors. And then it lift paw. I believe that cats also have a paws, right? Up and down, right? So this is an idea that when we want to create a descriptive, we also, as a strategy, we also can put a general or most accepted knowledge by the people. especially for our students. When we want to create our paragraph, we have to make sure that, okay, don't use our knowledge too much. You know what I mean? Like, for example, why I read the green, because I like cat. That's why I'm feeling very comfortable when I near the voices. But then it might be annoying for other people, all right? So I'm not putting all my perception or my knowledge about the cat, but I put the general ones: soft and fluffy fur, the paw, and then the colors. So it is generally acceptable. So this is why when we want to create a descriptive text, we need to understand and put the knowledge. So we're going to go with that further, because that the inference going to talk about. Okay, so the inference going to talk about how we connect our prior knowledge and the text that we read. So that is what I'm trying to explain on the topic of the what is it? Inference. Oh, thirsty. Oh, before we go that, all right. So let's go to this sentence, everyone. So I have the sentence like this. Can you read it? Right. So it seems like there is no significant field when you read this one, right? Just, okay, the leaf fell on the trees. Okay, that's it. And then let's modify it to this. The yellow leaf fell off the big tree. Do you have different senses? Okay, so I'm trying to believe that yes, you do. All right, so, and then let's go to another modifications. How about this one? Swoosh, the smooth yellow leaf floated down from the enormous oak tree. What sense that you feel on the third parts? Okay, so this is a descriptive writing. So you have to put that, you cannot just saying that there is a noun, there is a verb, and there is the noun to explain that. But you, like Bu Ati said, there's a sensory words that could trigger people's imagination, that could, like if we talk about fire, there was something that flip the fire on, you know what I mean? So then when we're writing a descriptive, that we should go with that. We should understand that we want to create an imaginations to our readers. We want, when they close their eyes and they, oh, okay, there was a yellow leaves falling down from the big oak trees, you know what I mean? So that is a descriptive writing. I hope my explanations is understandable and my voice is very lovely to hear. All right, so continue. So let's go to here now. The inference, everyone. The inference, I'm trying to define it into 2 points of view, but then they're connect one to another, I believe. On pragmatic point of view, see that the inferring is a connection prior knowledge to the text based to create meaning beyond what is directly stated. So that's pragmatics. There's a text, we read it, we use our knowledge to reconstruct it, to reconstruct what is not being stated on the text. Later on the reading point of view, it's a setting up a conclusion. Then how we could create those conclusions, of course, to connect our prior knowledge, our knowledge, and the reading text, right? So basically there is a similar connection. Yeah, there's a connection between the pragmatic point of view and the reading point of view. When we want to create an inference, we need to connect our knowledge. We need to connect our previous experience with the text that we read. Okay? Shall we continue? Everyone, are you enjoying me now?
We
all
do.
right, so, all right, okay. All right, kind of a bit nervous that everyone, what is she talking about? All right, so thank you very much. Let's see the example here. Now, I want one or two of you raise your hand to tell your opinions about what senses that you felt. What sense that you felt after you read these 4 sentences? She kills the man.
Scary.
She assassinates the man. She murders the man. She terminates the man. Ibu Sutias.
This is a really terrible killer, a murderer.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so can you say that again? I'm sorry, I have unclear voices.
This lady is a murderer, a killer, a really
Assassinators.
maniac.
She's a maniac. Okay, she's a maniac. Okay, so it means that you see a consecutive actions, right? So, is there any other opinions want to share? Maybe anyone can help me to see if there's someone raising their hands.
You may raise your hand.
Ibu Sutias, Ibu or Bapak Sutias?
Okay,
Ibu.
I think Ibu Sutias already. Ibu Sutias already
Yes.
delivered her opinion. All right, so
other participants.
Bumika feels so much scared, right? With that, okay. Well, the point of my example is not to scare everyone here. I just want to say that look, when we put the words kills, assassinates, murders, and terminates, they're going to be a. Oh, sorry. Okay, before I continue, Bureni, want to share something? Bureni?
Are you calling me?
Yeah, hi.
Yes, I think that this describes an assassinator or kind of a serial killer.
Serial killers, okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So on this part, I'm go with you, and then Bu Bustia. Yeah, I'm sorry, it's hard for me. All right, so I'm go with these two ladies, but then what we're gonna emphasize even more is these words. Why I put a different colors, because every words here will create a different sense of meaning, Bapak Ibu. When I see she kills the man, and then when I said she assassinates the man, will create a different sense of meaning. Or before I go that, so these four words are actually having the same meanings, right? If you go to dictionary, especially English Indonesia dictionary, they will have a similar definitions on that. Membunuh, that's it. But then there's a different ways of layer meaning here, Bapak Ibu. If I'm not mistaken, please correct me if I'm wrong. All right, so kills, it's something that when you killed it, but the killers or the people think that's okay. That might be a criminal, maybe not criminal, or maybe the man deserved to die. You know what I mean? So that's why they put kill there. When we use an assassination to assassinate, I believe that the man is very important person, like the ministers or the president. They are a very important person. That's why that's why the writer put an assassination or assassinates. Where we put the murderers, it's like very spooky, creepy, crazy things to do. You know what I mean? Because it maybe do it like cold blood, cold blood killer, for example. All right, so we put the murderers there to create the sense on that. And then terminates, maybe it's sense of powerful actions that the woman can do over the man, for example. So this is the ideas how every words can give, even though they have a similar meaning, but the context will create a different sense of meaning in your descriptive text. So in descriptive text, you can choose a more contextualized diction, so then the meaning or the inference that created by the authors inference that created by the listener or the leader can in line with the expectations of the writer itself. Okay, so have you ever heard from story or anything by saying she murders the ants or she murders the birds?
No.
Of course no. Of course no. Yes, that's right. Because the context is not there, right? Or for example, have you ever heard say that she assassinates the lamb?
How come?
How come assassinating the lamb, right? But it's almost same things, right? But that's it. The choices of words is really crucial in creating more meaningful descriptive sentence or texts or paragraphs.
At least you have 2 minutes. Sorry to interrupt.
Like seriously?
Yes.
I still have a lot of things to talk about.
No, we enjoy the presentation. That's great.
Lord, sorry. Maybe there's a lot of time talking on the Podlets. So the see another word, everyone, words, forests, and jungles. There's have in the dictionary, they're going to have the same meanings on that, but then in the context, they create the different things. See this example, Bapak Ibu. I built a sand castle under the warm sun and orange vibrant sky of the coast. Do you think coast is a proper word in this sentence?
Beach, actually.
Exactly. It's a beach, better one. Because even though that, again, that you look up the dictionary, if especially English Indonesia, what our students do, they will have a same meaning. They will think that, no, they're just same. The beach and the coast is the same. So as a teachers, we have to understand, we have to give a knowledge by putting a correct vocabulary on the text they read with the proper context, okay? Further, this is for example, all right? This is for example, when people saying that it's avoidable, if you are a telemarketers or you are marketers, that will be very damaging if you say that this product is cheap.
No.
You say this product is affordable, or the product is expensive. This product is competitive. So this word will create a different sense of meaning, a layer in the meaning of your text, especially in the paragraph. So by this part, I would like to say that your word means the world, so choose wisely when you want to write a something, especially for your students. Moving on, so this is a practice of inference. I hope I can do it, but then you can do it for your own because I will share also the PDF of the slides.
Thank you.
Okay, so what's the quality of the guitar? So this is things, this is example of questions inferencing. Let's see very quickly. What is the quality of the guitar? We can answer these questions by seeing a focus on the word that I highlight. Not fancy, or scuffed and scratched and fingerprinted, was slightly damaged in the shipping. So can you imagine that how the guitar look like? It might be not shining, shimmering, splendid guitar, right? So it's just like a guitar that's been old because of this. Yeah, because of this descriptions, right? So, and then the colors of the guitar. Maybe you can simply say, this is a blonde guitar because the very beginning that says blonde guitar. But if you go deep down there, it's saying the blonde wood has been chipped and goaded to gray, particularly where the pick guard fell of the years ago. So the color is not longer blonde. Now it's become a gray, right? So this is what you have to read even more. All right. So later on is actually the part of talking about reader inference point of view. So in the reader point of view, you need to connect your vocab to pair your knowledge so you can feel the vibrant of the text. And that as an author, you have to consider to selecting contextualized diction so then the meaning can properly delivered to your readers or to your listener. Intensive. Pak Hadi, give me a little 2 or 3 minutes. I will do it very quick. All right.
Sure,
So
I can't be a bad man.
Intensive reading is involved learners reading in detail with the specific learning aims and tasks, while intensive writings is you write with a specific direction, specific purpose, and specific context. So that's the intensive writing. So for example, in the intensive reading, the focus is to gather new knowledge, focusing on improving the ideas, getting new skills and text features. So usually when you are learning about the intensive, or for example, you asked a particular information attached on the text, you are using the intensive reading skill that the students have, okay? For example, you want to ask the main ideas, the specific action, or something like that. We call it as an intensive reading evaluation or intensive reading comprehension or something like that, okay? But in the writing part, you're gonna use a specific grammatical transformations or specific words, specific verbs, sequencing, specific pattern, for example. Like under the descriptive point of view, then you have to, when you want to create a descriptive text under the intensive writing, you have to understand what is the structures of the descriptive paragraph. You have to understand the language features of the
I didn't stop him, trust me. But the time stopped him. All right.
I think it is one of the risk when we are having online meetings, ya Pak ya.
That is right. So what do you think? Should we?
Yeah, while waiting for Tris to be able to connect with us again. I think what he has mentioned is quite also as interesting as what has been mentioned by Ibu Ati ya, Pak Ahdi ya.
Agree.
Okay.
It's okay. I do enjoy both presentation, especially the first one talking about how we can get the idea of the five senses and get to the strategy with some application, especially with what was that again, Ibu Ati? I remember Machu Picchu. Mecha Kucha. Yeah. This kind of.
Machu Picchu, but it's Mecha Kucha.
Yeah, Mecha Kucha, yeah. The second one is also interesting, especially it is the strategy for a deep kind of learning with the reading, ya Bu Ati. And it's really enlightening, especially we who teach students who are in the higher level, especially with the high schooler. We are kind of having trouble in teaching students with the reading, and this is really hilarious about how we can get the idea of the strategy. Well then, Patrice, are you here?
I'm coming back.
Oh, there you go. So
trust me, Bapak Ibu, it's not because Pak Hadi kicked me out. It's just my connections.
Thank you very much. Are you going to have a
it's not Pak Ahdi's strategy to kick me out. It's not Pak Ahdi's strategy to kick me out. Trust me, just it's my connection. It's so
I'm sure.
So, Patrice, because we are running out of time, are we going to have the conclusion or?
I'm just gonna ask you about the product a little bit. Just a very quick explanation on the product. All right. So everyone on the product, I wish that everyone here can go back to the Podlets, and then you can choose one of these topics to trigger your descriptive paragraph. I enjoyed the meal, or the place was crowded, or it began to rain. It began to rain. So these three sentences, hopefully you can expand it into engaging, and how could I say, it's or using 5 cents of your descriptive paragraph. All right, and then after that, sure that Bu Nisa already explained about the door prize, and Bu Ati and me are going to choose the luckiest one who already upload the descriptive paragraph on the Padlets, and then in 2 days we will announce it in the Class Creative group, the winner of the writing challenge. All right, descriptive paragraph writing challenge from me and Bu Ati. So I think thank you very much for your amazing attention. I'm pretty much sorry for the connectivity issue, but hopefully you still can enjoy my talk. Back to Pak Ahdi. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Yeah, thank you very much. Well, at least I'm not the bad man, and thank you for confirming that. Let's go. We only have like 12 minutes or 15 minutes, if it is okay with Class Creative. For question and answers, I think if some of the participants would like to ask questions to Ibu Ati or Patrice, please feel free to leave on the chat box so that I can read the questions. But I think only 2 questions is enough. Let's see if we have the questions. Okay, while I'm having the questions to come up or popping out in the chat box, is it okay if everyone to turn on the screen so that we can take a picture, because we haven't done that? I know you are really eager to learn, and I'm really glad to be a part of in this community. Okay, I'm still waiting. All right, there you go. What about? Okay, I'm still waiting. Ibu Nisa, should we wait all, or we just capture those?
You can capture one slide per slide. I think maybe it depends on, because we have different screen ya Pak ya.
Sure. Let me do it. Okay, the first slide. Cheers. Great. Wait. Okay, let's move on to the second slide. Can you cheers? Okay, awesome. We are going to move the third slide. Are they? Okay. No one turning on the video. That is okay. It's the right of every participant, I believe. And then the fourth, there you go. And the fifth one, let's see. All right, awesome. We are going to have the question on chat box whether, okay, I'm having some questions. The first one is about, let me see. The number for Ibu Ati. Ibu Ati, there are actually a few questions about the number of students with the Pecha Kucha. It is stated that can Pecha Kucha is adopted in online learning with large students, more than 100 students?
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, Pecha Kucha can be applied with unlimited number of students. They can in the real classroom, you can ask the student to write down the answer on the piece of paper, but in by using this Zoom meeting, for example, you can use Google Form. So it doesn't matter if the number of your students more than 100. Just like for today, yeah, I can also use technology, other technology of digital technology like Padlet or Canva or others for me to get all the answer from you, because in Pecha Kucha usually the simplest way to ask question is by asking a short answer or true false or multiple choice. Yeah. So after seeing the question, and then the student directly go to for example, Google form to answer the question. So yes, you can use this Pecha Kucha for more than 100 students.
And I think if it is only for a practice, we can use WhatsApp as well, ya Bu Ati.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Yeah,
sure. Yeah.
Unless it is summative kind of task, so Google Form is better.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Bu Ati.
Yeah.
Okay, we're still having time. Second one, it could be to Mr. Tris or Bu Ati about peer tutoring. Do you agree that peer tutoring is also writing skill? Peer tutoring as writing skill, like similar skill?
Maybe yeah, I can answer this first, and then maybe Patrice can add more. Yeah, in
that's
writing,
not my world talking about.
In writing, students need to go to some steps. Yeah, first of all, they maybe use a brainstorming stage in which they can make a list of ideas, list of words, or they can also use mind mapping or in brainstorming step. And after that, they can go to the first step of writing. Yes, or stretching. Maybe they can use free writing activity just to put ideas without making some correction. Just write and write and write, and after that they go to the next step, yeah, to revise the writing, and after that go to editing. Now, in revising and editing, you can ask other students to collaborate. They can exchange their writing, and they can do what's called by peer correction. Yeah, peer collaboration on those two stages, revising and editing. And after that, they can publish the writing. It means that they can submit the writing product to the teacher. So yes, in the skill of revising, in the skill of editing, you can ask the student to do this peer correction or peer editing. Yeah. Maybe Patrice would like to add more.
Well, it's beyond my talk, actually, talking about that peer tutoring. Thanks for teaching. But I'm going to refer to my experience in teaching. I think the peer tutoring is also, on my experience, that it could like escalate the students' awareness about their work, you know. And so when I'm agree that this is one of a good way to help the students. I'm on the position that I'm agree that peer tutoring or peer correcting, it's good to improve students' writings, because in the same times that can learn and connect with their friends. So they, maybe we understand that students are coming from different level of knowledge, right? But then if they're learning with their simplicity, because students always, simplicity, they will easily to absorb the information coming from the friends. So I think, yes, it very helpful. I'm usually adapt this peer not to the writings, because to be honest, I'm never teaching writing, but I'm put this example on my speaking class. So that's also very create a quite huge impact to my students' speaking skills. Maybe similar things will happen in writing. We do the research for this, I think. You should do. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think this will be the very last question, because some fellow teachers ask about how to motivate students, especially those who are remote places, and some are thinking that we are not bule, so why should we learn English that hard?
Can I go with this first, Bhati?
Yeah, sure.
I will answering these questions with my personal experience back then in 2007 or 2008. The first years of my study, my mom having a free school for everyone surrounding my place. I really remember that one of the family, the father actually come to my place and saying that I'm not allowing my children to study English because this language is useless. Imagine I'm teaching and then one of the parents came to my class and then simply take my students out of the class just because their parents believe I don't want to let my children do that. So on that spectrums, I don't think we can go with that further. There's a cultural beliefs, maybe some of them are religious beliefs. So I don't think we can go with that. But if the not cases is not go that far, we can say that I'm always saying that English, that's a beyond. When we're saying that our student will thinking about blah, 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 that's a beyond. What we have to do first is, the first thing first for us is how we can unpack ourselves to make people want to learn with us. No matter later on they agree or disagree whether that English is useful or not, if we can simply pack ourselves to be fun teachers and very meaningful and creating a powerful engagement emotionally with them, that's going to come after that. So as a teacher, I think the first thing that we have to do first adalah creating a positive vibrant to our students. Then later on, if they liked it, that's bonus. If they don't like it, we reevaluate ourselves. Thank you, maybe Bu Ati.
Bu Ati?
Yeah, I just agree what Pak they said. Sorry not to concentrate on what Pak Tris just mentioned, because there are some other questions that they asked me question on this. So I tried to answer the question while Pak Tris is explaining the question from Pak Ahdi, because I think everybody deserve the answer of their curiosity. So I try to answer it. I type it and answer it directly. So sorry, but hearing from what Tris just said, yes, it is. If it is applicable for speaking, it is also applicable for writing. All you need to do is to adapt with the situation. Yeah, I see there are many questions, Pak Tris.
Lots of questions, actually.
Indeed, there's a lot of questions.
I didn't want to
I'm pretty sorry if there is another sounds coming up from my devices.
Yeah.
I'm the same time have to follow another event.
That's okay.
Sorry.
Okay, Bapak Ibu, thank you very much for your participations. It's such a really great afternoon to have both presenters in our webinar today. And I think and I believe that everyone hasn't satisfied, hasn't been enough with the presentation, with the knowledge, with with things. But actually, I don't know whether Ibu Ati or Patrice may open for WhatsApp questions in class creative, or perhaps asking Pak Dadan to forward the message to both presenters. I'm sorry, Patrice, Bu Ati, perhaps you are going to have some works on after this. Okay, thank you very much. Once again, I am so sorry because of the time. We need to end our meeting for today's. And I hope that everyone is having an enjoy moment at least. And I think
very much enjoying.
Yeah, very much. Thank you very much. And thank you very much, Class Creative, for making me as a host. I'm learning quite a lot today, not only as a host, but also as a teacher in your presentation. Terima kasih Bapak Ibu. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi
Bapak
wabarakatuh.
Adi, may I add some more information?
Yeah,
Because,
please.
So in case Bapak Ibu are not clear enough about the assignment from Pak Tris and Bu Ati, ya. Okay, so the Padlet is still open, ya, Pak Tris and Bu Ati, until in 2 days, ya. Bapak Ibu, if you are interested in also getting the door prize, Pak Tris and Bu Ati will choose one of the best writing. The one is assigned earlier. You have to expand, ya, Pak Tris. You have. Write your name, complete name, Bapak Ibu, and then you have 2 days to create, okay, to create a very full of sense word, okay, and Bu Ati and Pak Tris will choose the best one. Please stay in the WhatsApp group. If you have any questions, you can ask, and then Bu Ati and Patrice, I believe Bu Ati and Patrice will be honored to answer your questions. Very sorry with the limited time. If we can, maybe we have 24-hour webinar.
Not that much, ma'am.
Impossible, yeah. Okay. And then if you are interested in joining the community, you can ask the admin in the WhatsApp group to put you into the Class Creative group. And then if you want to get information, the update webinars, the next webinars next week, starting next week, we will have more webinars coming soon. So you can also check the Instagram. So from on behalf of Komunitas Class Creative Indonesia, I'm Nisa. I would like to thank you very much, everybody here in this room. So far, we stay until 100 participants. That is so great. So thank you very much, Bapak Ibu. I'll see you. We will see you. We will see you soon. Yeah. Okay, thank you, Pak.
Oh yeah, Ibu, maybe to make us easier to how could I say, to make us easier to identify. Beside your name, you also can put in which class creative group you joining in.
Oh,
so
yeah,
we can simply identify it to know further, and then we can contact you for like address or things.
So Bapak Ibu, in 2 days, please check out the Padlet and also check out the WhatsApp group in case you are the winner of those wireless presenters.
If there is one of them, Bu Ati and me is going to draw something to get the winner, ya.
Itu ya, nggak mau kalah ya.
Ayo, okay, everybody, thank you very much ya, Bapak Ibu. You may leave. If you have more questions, you can ask us in the WhatsApp. Ibu Ati, Patrice, thank you very much.
Saya pamit, thank you very much.
Saya boleh pamit, Bu Nisa?
Mangga Pak Adi.
Oke, nuhun Bu Ati, Patrice,
have a nice weekend.
Bu Ati, thank you.